sometimes it's hard to open that mind up to other avenues. Like, yeah,
Yes.
I can do this and I can do this and this.
I think my rent at the time was like maybe like $600, $700. So I was like, yeah,
You started looking at it a little different, didn't you?
1,200 it is.
No negotiation.
I need a security deposit.
Yeah, that's right. My aunt was a teacher, my mom was a teacher,
Yeah.
my grandfather was a teacher,
Yeah.
school administrator.
Yeah.
So I knew very early on I didn't want to be a teacher.
Right. All right, welcome back to Living Inside the Triad, and today I have another special guest with me. One of my really good friends, man. We started this real estate journey right around the same time. We went to college together. I mean, he's been to my wedding. I know his grandfather, I know his mother, you know, we friendship bred around the holidays together. So I would love to introduce one of my good friends, a realtor in the Asheville market, Alex Smith. What's up, man?
Hey, man.
It's
Thanks
good.
for having me, bro.
You too,
yeah,
man. You too,
glad
man.
to be here with you. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, how's things been, man? It's been a while.
It's been good, man. It's been a busy fall.
Yeah.
Of course, with everything else going on, but certainly real estate has stayed steady for us. So,
Yeah.
that's been good. And then, of course, with officiating, traveling, and
Yeah.
family odds and ends. But it's always good to see you, and I'm glad I'm here with you.
Yeah,
So,
man.
yeah. How's
Man.
everything with you?
Man, it's rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
It's rocking and rolling with transitioning, you know, wife, kids, family, balancing it out, you know.
Understand that. Hard to find a balance sometimes.
Right. And we've had conversations around balance, and I think it's really important, you know, getting into the real estate industry. But before we get so deep into it, where are you from, man?
So I'm from Waynesville, North Carolina.
Yes.
And lived there my whole life. Was born in Columbia, South Carolina, but mom,
Yeah.
whenever I was real little, moved me back with my grandparents. So
Yeah.
kind of been a mountain boy my whole life.
Yeah.
And you know, take pride in where I'm from. And
That's it.
It's a good place to be. See all
Yes.
4 seasons. and
Yes.
Good small town, home field environment. So
Yes.
but that's where I'm from. Yeah.
That's good, man. So obviously, you know, I'm from, you know, Greensboro, right here on Stomping Grounds, and we met in college.
Yep.
We met in college.
That's right.
At Western.
Yes, sir. Go Cats.
Never would have known that we will be starting the same journey at the same time.
Absolutely.
It never, you know.
Well, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because as I was on my drive down to Greensboro today, I was thinking about how we actually like really
Yes.
kicked it off. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
we kind of always knew each other, kind of
Right.
passing by.
Right.
But Austin Neary, we were playing an adult league basketball game. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
and you just in the gym working out, and
Yeah.
it kind of clicked, and we just took off from there. And then,
Man.
like you say, I don't know, 10 years later, however long it's been, you
Yeah.
know, here we are kind of walking the same steps in a lot of ways. So,
Yeah, man. And that's funny because I think then I was thinking about real estate.
Yep.
I didn't know exactly how I wanted to do it or what my journey would look like.
Sure.
But I knew that I wanted to take that leap.
Yeah. Yep.
And so I had a lot of things that was going on for myself, and we know one of my common guys, mentors, and he talked me through a lot of things, and so I entered the industry from a different perspective than I did today.
Yeah.
And I think you were vice versa. I think you entered it more on the like retail side of things.
Yeah. So kind of growing up, most of my family were educators.
Yes.
So my aunt was a teacher, my mom was a teacher,
Yeah.
my grandfather was a teacher,
Yeah.
school administrator.
Yeah.
So I knew very early on I didn't want to be a teacher.
Right.
But my grandmother, who I was always very close with,
Yeah.
she was a realtor in our market. And before I'd ever gone to school, oftentimes I would stay with my grandparents while she was teaching. So I spent a lot of time growing up. And then as I got old enough, I'd spend a lot of time just riding in the car with her.
Yeah.
And
You're right.
it's kind of funny how things kind of go full circle, you know, from when you look back 33 years of your life or whatever it is, and it's like, okay, really in your subconscious mind, you're picking up on a lot of things that you really aren't paying attention to as a kid. So like I would go with her on showings, and basically as long as I didn't bother her and her showings, like we're good. You know, I knew lunch was coming later and snacks and all that other stuff.
Right.
So so that was really kind of the most experience that I really remember growing up.
Yes.
Because she got sick not long, I don't know, probably not long after I got into elementary school.
Okay.
But I was more familiar with the more retail aspects, brokerage, agency, growing up, because we didn't have a lot of at least to my knowledge, I wasn't familiar with a lot of the creative aspects. Like there's always a creative aspect of real estate, but in my experiences, that's kind of what I was kind of brought up in. So like I give you a tremendous amount of credit as we kind of got to know each other, because your angle of real estate was more in that creative, like how do we get involved through investments or whatever it may be. So it was really important to me and made a huge difference in my mind frame, and I still take a lot of that with me every day, because I'm familiar with things and other terms that maybe some aren't, you know, are not used to that kind of creative side of real estate. But so I thought it made like a really cool pair.
It did.
You know, that we kind of meshed up and kind of locked in, and it was cool. So
no, for sure. For sure. And I want to say my introduction to the journey it wasn't traditional, but I would definitely say, because nobody was like a broker in my family, I want to say it started at the age of 10, I was cutting grass. And so, you know, working with, you know, one of the male figures in my life, and I mean, spending a lot of time in different areas of Greensboro, Winston, I mean, we were everywhere. And I mean, I'm cutting so much grass, it's like, you know, one day I'm gonna own one of these houses.
I want to own the grass that I'm cutting.
You know what I'm saying? And so
I hear you.
It started to resonate with me a little bit. And I remember, funny story, I remember when Shermel was pregnant, and Kalia, right before we graduated. So right at 2016. Kalia was born in 2016. So right around in 2015, going into 2016. Check this out. So Shermel graduated the first semester, but I stayed in one apartment. She stayed in another apartment.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
This is where it really clicked for me. Right. Okay. We decided to downsize, so I moved into her apartment, and I left my apartment open. But remember, at that time, I was working at the casino.
Yes, that's right.
Because I was a valet driver. And I was like, well, it makes no sense to pay rent in both places. Right? So I got to figure out a way to get around this. So I ended up subleasing it. Right? And I met somebody in orientation at the casino, right? She didn't have nowhere to stay. So
you had a spot.
So I got a spot for you, right? And I was like, well, how much do you usually pay for a one bedroom, right? So you got your own bathroom. You know, and she told me she usually pay around $1,200. And I think my rent at the time was like maybe like $600, $700. So I was like, yeah,
you started looking at it a little different.
$1,200 it is.
No negotiation.
I need a security deposit.
That's right. That's right.
But that clicked for me because now I subleased it and I got a little money in my pocket. I go to work. Then I still, you know what I mean? I was still being able to take care of things and move around. So it was like, wow, you can really do this, right? Now, I did it under the table, okay?
Don't tell anybody.
And it ended up biting me in the butt later on because I never turned the paperwork into the office to let them know I was subleasing. Better yet alone, I don't even know if I could sublease my apartment in the first place. right?
Probably against the
and
rules.
she moved out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, good thing is she moved out towards the end of the lease.
Yep.
And I had to pay the last bill, but still, you know what I mean? So when that happened, it was like, oh, so these how people do this, right?
Yeah.
And then fast forward, it's like, okay, well, now I need to know how to buy a house,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
It was like, well, don't you gotta make a lot of money to buy a house? It's like, how does that even work, right?
Yeah.
And so my mentor kind of put me in position to learn things creatively.
For sure.
And my biggest thing was, well, I want to learn how to be the guy who owns it.
Sure.
Not the guy who is selling it, right? On the market, right? So I kind of talked to at first I talked to a guy who sold cars. He put me in contact with a guy who sold insurance.
Okay.
The insurance guy put me in contact with a guy that was a realtor. Okay. And I remember he said, if you want to be in this business, it'll be wise for you to get your real estate license and then become an investor. Yeah. And in my mind, I was like, no. Like, I'm trying to be top dog.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And
young 20s.
Right. I'm trying
hit the ground running.
I need the chickens.
Right.
You know what I mean? and
I hear you.
And it's funny because he told me that stuck with me, but he ended up putting me in contact with the investor.
Okay.
Now I ended up talking to the investor, and I learned about how to raise like private capital, creative financing deals. He had me take on like little small odd jobs and stuff like that. Fast forward, I ended up working for him and doing some property management, some stuff like that, right? And immediately I learned that, hold on, there's a gap. Because I would talk to people about what I'm doing on the side on top of working my full-time job. And they'd be like, oh, how you do all that? And I'm just like, oh, you don't know how to do that? Like, oh, this is all you got to do. You got to do this, you got to do that. And people was like, I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Well, and not to kind of butt in here, but I think we grow up, you know, we go to school.
Yeah.
9 to 3 or whatever it is, 8 to 3. Anything you want to do outside of school, whether it be a sport, whether it be a club, it's always after the school hours.
Yes.
So I think if I'm digesting this right, and I think about this quite often, we've talked about this quite a bit.
Yes, for sure.
Is sometimes it's hard to open that mind up to other avenues. Like, I can do this and I can do this and this, along with these things that are priority, so to say.
Right. Yeah.
So, and it's always good in real estate, like with your mentor, which I'd like to talk about mentorship at some point, because I think it's really important. But he's like, you know, introduce you to the insurance guy, introduce you to the guard guy, introduce you to the plumber, because the real estate guy is always the guy or girl that knows somebody, or has got a guy or got a girl that knows somebody. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
yes, and I keep in contact with all of them. Actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Still to this day, and that's funny because I remember you got your license first.
I did. Yep.
You got your license first, and I think I was about to start the class, or I hadn't started yet, but I remember when you got your license and how like, oh yeah, I got him.
It was a huge relief.
I got him.
It was by far the hardest thing I've ever done from a study point perspective, because the thing with me, like I liked school okay, but I wasn't ever really interested in it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I did what I had to do to make the grade, and as best that I could with the best effort that I had, but I really didn't know how to study. It's crazy to think you go through elementary school, middle school, high school, college, and I'm sitting here saying I didn't really even know how to study, right? Yeah. Because I really didn't have a tremendous amount of interest, but when you find something that interests you,
it's easy for you to study.
Bingo. And it creates this motivation to like, hey, I want to dive into this material because in order to get to here, I've got to go through this path to be able to do this, right?
That's the key.
So, yeah. So that, and with the real estate aspect of things in real estate school, I really taught myself how to study, and I had a really good instructor, real estate instructor.
Yeah, same instructor.
Yep, Brad Thomas,
Yeah,
man.
same instructor.
Teacher his whole life,
Yeah.
and you could tell he was a very, very good teacher because he knew how to help you digest the material.
Yes.
And point you to like kind of the big things that, hey, I really need to study this, and as you would study this and learn these big things, you would pick up on the little things
yeah.
that would sharpen your saw, so to say.
Yes, come into play. And that was really important. I really enjoy his teaching because it took me a while to get, past the actual exam part, like the state and the national.
It's hard.
And I think a lot of it had to do with the way I studied, but also I had a 2-year-old.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I had a full-time job.
Husband, father at home, working on the road. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah. And still had a side hustle.
Yep.
So I had all the distractions in place, but not the study habits. Right. And so I immediately recognized that, and I remember when I got my license, man. When I say it was a breath of fresh air.
Oh yeah.
Dude, like I remember like submitting the exam, and I was just like, man, I know I got at least one of them. I know I got, I got at least one of these exams, and it said pass and pass. I lost it.
Oh yeah.
I almost screamed.
And those test centers are dead silent.
That man,
you can hear a pin
I
drop.
almost screamed in the room. Let's go. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I say all that to say is that's the part that starts it.
Yep.
But when you get in the industry,
yeah,
that's nothing.
No,
absolutely not.
Not at all. Not at all. And it's like, you've spent some money going to the class. You spend some money on the test. I mean, shoot, the first time I took the real estate class, I went on like that turbo joint. That they, like a 6-week course.
Yeah.
And not really. Like, I grew up seeing my grandmother do it, and, my now mentors that were my next door neighbors at the time, I saw them do it.
Right.
But a lot of the terminology you had to learn in order to, be successful with the questions on your exam, I wasn't familiar with.
Yeah.
So I should have taken that extended class, which was probably 10 or 12 weeks. I can't remember what it was then. But instead of that condensed one, I should have done the longer one, because I think that would have helped me take in more of the knowledge that I needed to, or learn the material a little bit better.
Yeah.
So you're a few $100 in that class, and then you figure out, okay, well, I ain't even gonna be able to take the test because I haven't passed the class.
Yeah.
So now I've got to go pay for the class again. So it's like that money starts
accumulating.
Yeah, and you're kind of like,
man.
Is this worth it? Like
this thing is expensive.
Yeah, exactly. It starts piling up. Yep.
Yeah, man. So you have your license. What was your first year experience?
Oh man, great question. It was tough. It was tough, and I think any agent, broker, whoever's been in it, they look back when they first started and they're going to say, hey, this was hard. Like for my mentor, she got in like in a lot of the short sale days, so it's totally different market.
Yeah, correct.
I came in right when COVID was going on.
Yes,
and that's when people start realizing, okay, I don't have to go to the office every day. I can work from home.
Yeah.
I'm moving to the mountains.
Yeah.
Right? So when you get started, when there's contracts flying everywhere, there's offers being submitted all over the place, if you don't know how to move the paperwork, it can be hard to compete.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
It took me 9 months to close my first transaction.
Okay.
That's 9 months without a paycheck. Period. Just nose down grinding.
And you did not have a job.
All right, no. This was I just went off and did it. Yep, just went straight into it. Put in, gosh, lots of hours a week. I wouldn't even know.
I remember like getting in the car with you, hey man, Khalil, meet me here. You know that we go for a cruise.
Right.
I don't have my license yet, but I mean, we're going for a ride. Let's go look at this. You know what I mean? We're out browsing around, and I remember a lot of times you would say, man, like, I'm spending a lot of time. Like this is really tough.
Yep.
And I remember you sharing a lot of the horror stories with you know, people that's transitioning into this market, but not really understanding. Because most people, when they transition from other markets,
Yeah.
they don't realize that we don't sell real estate the same way they do in Florida.
Oh, sure.
Or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
or California or
Texas, Alabama, wherever. Yeah.
Like
Yep.
it's different, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And so they take that type of mindset, bring it to North Carolina, just like, nah, that ain't gonna work here.
Right.
Now your market is different than mine's for sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Because you're dealing with a lot of second-time home buyers.
Yeah, or second home buyers, vacation home. Now, yeah, it's been a little while back, so I mean this probably isn't accurate today, but it's been a little over a year ago. And like in my area, Haywood County, Waynesville, at the time I think it was either like 43 or 46 cents out of every dollar spent was from like tourism or second home bucks.
Wow.
So like that's a huge part of our economy.
Yeah.
You know. We have industry and there's a lot of full-time people there, but it's also a very popular place for a lot of people to come in and enjoy their time away from wherever their life is. So,
Right. Now, how would you say your mental was that first year? That first 9 months of just pounding it out, where was your mental state at?
I think it's just like, hey, the more I pour into this, the more I seek guidance from leadership, because we had incredible leadership within our firm.
Yes.
Guidance from mentorship was really huge. So I spent a lot of time riding with other agents.
Okay, good.
Learning how to measure homes.
Yeah, good.
Going on listing appointments, like, and you know, I'm just kind of the fly on the wall, just kind of like I'm there, but you know, just kind of a step back and just kind of seeing how business is conducted. So like when you're not usually used to conducting business, so to say, you got to see it in person.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
and it's like, I think when you're first in it and you're like, okay, man, I got to get this deal or I got to get this listing or whatever it is.
You're chasing it.
You're chasing it. And you got to kind of learn the language. So it's like, I like to kind of refer languages to different things. So like in sports, basketball has its own language.
Yeah.
Football has its own language. Track field has its own language. Golf has its own language.
Mm-hmm.
So when you take that and put it into like occupations or professions, real estate has its own language.
Oh, it's totally
Medical
different world.
has its own language. Banking has its own language. Teaching has its own language.
Yes.
So for me, being there with mentors and other people that I consider, you know, very prominent colleagues in my life that I'm very appreciative of, I was able to see how the language was communicated.
Yeah.
So when you start hearing it, you start picking up, it's like they're building a relationship first.
Yeah.
And that relationship was already solidified. 98% of the time was solidified before they showed up to the house.
Right.
Now you're or land or whatever. Now you're going to run into a few that I just want to list my house. Like, tell me what it's worth.
Yeah.
You know, and then again you have to be like, hey, slow down just a little.
Hey,
you know, it's like,
baby, pump the brakes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it was when you kind of just put everything to the side and you just hit and just run at it hard as you can, nose to the grindstone, so to say. You learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah. Oh man.
You learn a lot about, one, how disciplined you are, how dedicated you are to certain things.
Yeah.
And you learn about like what fuels that fire, like what drives you to be successful in something.
Correct.
So, and to kind of carry over that through those 9 months of nothing, like I'm thankful that I had a very supportive family as well. Family and friends, because it's like they knew I was going through it, you know, and I'm sure like you, because I want to hear a little bit about your start, like having the wife at home, family, the kids, friends. That's a very important part of that if you're going to be successful in this.
Oh man,
getting those wheels turning, that's hard, but once you get them going, they kind of start picking up a little bit, you know.
I will say, I know my first year, I think I might have done 2 deals. But I think I got my license, finally got on with my brokerage. Yeah. I want to say probably 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I was submitting an offer. now here's the difference. So I knew who to go to.
Yeah.
I knew a guy with some bread.
Yeah.
Okay. He had a money man. Okay. Yeah. We gonna call him money man.
Money man. Okay.
Hey man, what you want?
Yep.
You can have it all.
Yep.
Let's buy this. Let's buy that. Yeah. And we did it was like some land, man, for like $8,900, and I think my commission was, man, I'll probably say like $800, $900, something like that. I was proud.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But I will say, starting off my journey, I didn't do it the way you did. As far as you had somebody around you that was speaking the language and things of that nature. For me, my time was already divided getting into the industry because I had a full-time job and I was at home.
Because you were in human resources prior to real estate, right?
Yep. And a restaurant manager.
Yep.
Which that showed me a lot about myself too.
For sure, yeah.
That showed me a lot. And fast forward, lolly dotty. Now it's after COVID, right? So I got my license maybe 22.
Okay.
After me and the wife purchased our first house together.
Yep.
Right? And then I get my license.
I remember you from the transition of moving to the mountains back to Greensboro.
Yes.
You were also getting through the real estate school aspect of things. Man, you had a lot going on. I don't know if you knew that or not. But
dude, head was spinning.
I bet.
Head was spinning and don't even realize it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I enter into the industry spearheaded, right? Which is a good thing, but which is also a bad thing. It's actually a very bad thing. Let me say that.
Is it? Why?
I think I was chasing it more than taking the time to understand what I'm doing.
Sure.
Because on that first contract, man, I had to submit the offer like 6 times because I ain't feel it. I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening. Oh yeah, I've seen this before. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, nah, you got to go back and do this. You got to do this. And then you have the self-conscious telling you, like, man, are you really ready for this?
Sure. Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, all right, Khalil, stop for a second and breathe. It's like, man, I don't have that much time.
Well, and that's such a good point because I think, as you go through different chapters in your life or different pages within a chapter of your life.
Yes.
You can oftentimes look back and say, what would I have done differently?
Man.
And even to today, I look back and I'll be like, I probably should have took a day or 2 off, or I probably should have just took a mental breather for a minute. And sometimes, and I don't know if you feel that even today, now that we're kind of in it, I won't call us veterans, but we're seasoned agents now, right?
Yeah.
So you can even kind of find a spot like, okay, maybe I need to take that vacation.
Yeah.
I need to take that time to set self, maybe read a book one day or something, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I want to say, man, going at it that way showed me that I was already in balance. But I think I was already in balance because of my full-time job, because of the scheduling and all the work hours. And, in my mind, it's like, well, okay, I didn't worked here for 8 hours today. Now it's time for me to go and do my thing because this is what I truly want. This is where I want to be. This is this is what I'm destined to do. Right.
Right. Absolutely.
And so you're not really thinking about it from a business perspective. You're just thinking about it as like, man, I'm just trying to get my chickens. You know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah.
And so, I could tell the tiredness from all the responsibilities and carrying over into that. And so, from my second deal, probably to my third deal, I actually did slow down.
That's good, man.
I want to say it was probably about 7 or 8 months before I really figured out how to get comfortable with actually doing it, right?
Right.
And
Well,
I built relationships over those 7 or 8 months
oh,
too.
100%.
You know.
Two really close friends of mine that work in the same office I do. One hounds me to death about taking time off, take time for yourself, go on a vacation.
Yeah.
When's the next vacation? You know, like after I get back from one.
Yeah.
And then the other one, and they're partners in real estate. The other friend, he's got a really good point that when you take that time off for yourself, he calls it expanding your bandwidth.
Yeah.
Because when you give that mind time to just rest a little bit, you come back rested, and it's like, man, I just handled this stuff for the last 12 months, and that was like Mount Everest.
Yeah.
The workload, whatever it was. You come back rested, it's like your bandwidth is expanded, and you're like, man, I can do that in 6 months, you know, or whatever it is. So rest is important. One, take time for yourself, be with your family, friends, whatever, loved ones, and let your mind rest so your bandwidth can expand.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Absolutely. Let me ask you this.
Yep.
For that first year of real estate, what was you scared of? What was your biggest fear?
That's a good question. I hadn't ever really thought of that. Because failure wasn't an option.
Yeah.
So I wasn't scared to fail.
Yeah.
And even if I did fail, it was failing at small things, which are learning experiences, right?
Correct, yeah.
I think the thing I guess that scared me the most is, you know, my grandfather's my best friend. He's 90 years old. He'll be 91 in April.
My man. That's my dude.
I spent a lot of time, like I said earlier, with him growing up. And his theory on things, well, his practice on things was if you got a pen and paper, you can do everything.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, we live in an era of technology, computers, phones, cameras.
Yeah.
And that is, I don't have a strong skill set in that. It's something that I struggle with. So I think the thing that scared me the most when I was getting into it, and especially since all our paperwork is online, like, you can have people come in, you can fill it out, but that doesn't happen more or as much as you would in person. I'm sorry, hang on. It doesn't happen. It happens more online, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, than actually coming in person and signing papers.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah. You'll be chasing them now.
Exactly. Learning the CRM.
Yeah.
Learning whether it was Dot Loop or Sky Slope or whatever forms things in there. Crazy enough, went through college trying to learn a spreadsheet, man.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I mean, all these things, like I knew how to email and text and make a phone call and write things down, but that's the extent of it till I got into it, right? So, and I know that sounds kind of silly, but that was a weakness of mine. So I think that was the biggest hurdle for me. That was the biggest bear, because whenever I got my first opportunity to write a contract on a home, my mentor, I think it was on a Saturday afternoon, I drove like an hour and 40, because when you're first getting going, like you're like, as long as I feel comfortable in the area, like I'll go wherever, because like I'm trying to make something happen, right?
Yeah.
So I came back, they expressed they wanted to make an offer. I called my mentor up, it was Saturday afternoon. She sat with me for 2.5 hours to teach me how to fill things out properly. And she's very meticulous, like very detailed.
That's good.
Her paperwork's extremely clean. Especially on that first initial offer. Like I know there's mark throughs and stuff that maybe happen later.
Yes.
But it's very clear, very easy to read. And I think one reason why she's been so successful is she's very detail oriented. So
it's very important.
Exactly. So for her to take that time with me on that Saturday, like I realized like, okay, I really just need to start practicing filling out, you know, just hypothetical contracts that gives myself training, which I was doing some of.
Yeah.
But that was my first eye-opening experience to be like, no, I need to know these programs at least enough to where I can turn around and get paperwork out in an hour or two or by the evening or whenever it is that it needs to come out. So that was my biggest scare. What about you?
Believe it or not, I think I've always had this fear of regrets. I don't want to do anything and have regrets of not at least trying to do something different, right?
Sure.
Or trying to make an impact in some capacity, right?
Sure.
So, believe it or not, my biggest fear was letting people know I was a real estate agent.
Really?
Yeah, like
Why
it
is
was,
that?
like it was. I mean, you know, everybody does like the formal Facebook, Instagram
Sure.
post. Like, I'm a real estate agent. That was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, but for me, I left it there
Okay.
for like an entire year,
Yeah.
right? So my biggest thing was getting out in front of people on social media.
Yeah.
And, you know, and just, I don't know, I guess just like being present in those areas where people are paying the most of their attention.
Right.
Now, let's just say I had to get comfortable with it, but I think a lot of it was learning to not compare and contrast yourself to everybody else. And so that played an effect also how I worked as well, because I know I can work hard.
Sure.
So I'm taking any and every opportunity I can and not really filtering the leads properly,
Yeah.
you know, to be able to just go out and show the right house or meet the right person.
And
You know what I mean?
I think I can relate to that too, on a couple of different fronts. Kind of going back to like getting yourself out there. Yeah, everybody can kind of put like, hey, I'm so and so, work for so and so firm, you know, whatever. You're from Greensboro. Everybody knows Khalil in Greensboro, right?
I hope
a lot.
They better
They're
know.
about to know
They about to know him.
They about to know him. Just like where I'm from, I've lived there my whole life. So there's a lot of people that are familiar with me too.
Yeah.
Now, they may be familiar with Alex that, you know, played sports growing up.
Yeah.
You know, grandfather was associate superintendent here. Mom was my teacher. You know, whatever.
Right.
Just like they may associate, you know, you with certain aspects in your area.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a gap because they don't associate you with real estate starting off.
No.
You got to hang in it and stay in it to where they're like, oh, Khalil, yeah, like he's in real estate. Duh, why don't I call him? You know?
Right.
And then also just kind of making touches. So, you know, it's important for folks that are starting off, like not just shoving it down people's throats, so to say.
I'm an agent. I'm an agent.
Call me. You know, like stuff like that. No,
that's not how it works.
No. But like people, and I'm sure you've noticed this too as time goes on, and even like with some folks that I've known that have known me to be in real estate for 4 or 5 years now, however long it's been, they're just now getting to that point where it's like, oh, well, I can call him on this question. And that's 4 or 5 years down the road.
Right.
You know, so, you know, until they start associating with you with like, hey, that's what he does. That's his knowledge base. That's his profession, her profession. It takes a while to build that.
It does.
Even within the community that you've grown up in, and people love you and like you and trust you and, you know, whatever else. So, yeah.
For sure. And I knew getting into the industry that everybody in my back pocket that's not your true clientele.
Sure, yeah.
Right? And so everybody always used to shove like, who's your target audience? Who are you going after? I'm like, man, I want it all. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in my mind, like, the more I take, the more experience I have.
Yeah.
And that's how you have to approach it in order to learn. Now, that's just me, though.
Well,
I learn from experiences.
Absolutely. And those people that you know, that maybe even talk with them on a monthly basis, weekly basis, you don't know what relationships especially if there's like I don't want to say an age gap necessarily, but let's just say there's a family that's been doing real estate for 40 years. They've been buying rentals or commercial buildings. They have an established relationship with
somebody already.
You know,
yes.
And that's nothing against you.
No.
It's just that's the relationship that's
what they're comfortable with.
And how many people do you know that know other real estate agents too?
A lot.
Yeah. So, you know, it takes time to build that trust there, and you know, who do I go with, this person or that person, and you know, there's a lot of variables to that.
Yes,
so,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
And experience does come into play a lot of times too.
Yes, it does. Because I'm gonna tell you when it clicked for me. when I realized I got with some clients who was ready to buy.
Yep.
And we were out just looking at houses. Every weekend we knock out like 6 or 7.
Knocking doors down.
Man, we're on it, right?
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
on it. And I surely realized that's when I think I gained my confidence.
Yeah.
And like being comfortable with just being in front of the people and not calling myself an expert, but not afraid to learn.
Sure.
And I think that was, that also played a factor too. And because you tell people you're a real estate agent,
Absolutely.
as a person, you feel like you have to be an expert.
Well,
And in some degree, you do.
You do. Till this day, and what I'll probably say over my entire career, before I walk into a home with somebody or land, feel free to ask questions. If I have the answers for you, I'll give them. If I don't,
I'll
find them.
That's it.
And that kind of cuts the ice right there. It's like they know I'm a professional. They know you're a professional.
Yes.
But we're also not magicians either. There
Right.
are some questions we just don't know the answers to.
Yeah,
And it's
right.
up to us to go find them.
Right.
So, yeah.
And that type of mindset helped me gain my confidence.
100%.
So just being out, just looking at, random houses. I think it's a work. You said your budget was 250? Okay, we go look at everything that's less than 250.
Right. Yeah.
Besides filtering things out, right?
Sure.
And so, yeah, that helped me gain a lot of confidence, and it made me feel very bold in having that initial conversation.
Yeah.
Now, whether the learning curve was to understand that now you have to take somebody from who doesn't know how to buy real estate to teach them how to buy it and then show them along the process.
Oh, yeah.
So now you got to hold their hand, right? And then I think that's where I gain my superpowers.
For sure. Well, and there's some buyers in our market or sellers, they're very experienced. This
Yes,
could be
very
their
different.
transaction, could be their 100th transaction. You never know what somebody's done over their period of time until you kind of get to know them.
Yes.
But for the folks that have never sold a home or bought a home before, it's intimidating. That guy who's done it 10, 20 times, he's going to know, okay, I've got my guy lined up for a survey. I've got the home inspector I want to use, whatever, right? But, and even in the area that I'm in with a lot of second home, vacation home, they oftentimes don't have
the resources,
so they lean on you to be like,
right.
Now I know I want a home inspection. I know I want my chimney inspected. I know that I want a survey.
Right.
Okay, well, let me get you 3 or 4 names of each person you want. You can interview them yourself to see who you want to work with.
Right.
And then you can feel confident, in the decisions you made. But these are reputable people that we're familiar with in our area. So, yeah.
Yeah. And, man, I when I gained that, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm a sniper now.
Yeah.
I'm going after everybody, right? But that type of mindset, I was still like a rubber band just stretching, right? I was like hurting myself.
Yeah.
Like 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, still answering phone calls, still sending out contracts, putting in offers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't really have everything tailored the way I need for it to work for me. And you know what I mean? So I was still chasing it. And it played a lot. It drained me a lot.
Yeah.
But I have good work ethic. So with that good work ethic, it's hard to really recognize that, oh, I'm really tired. Or
because that's one thing that I think that we share is like when we go after something, like we're intense with it. Intentional but intense.
Correct.
And when you're focused on something, and I think I get this specifically from my grandfather because he's kind of one of those guys that always has a list of things to do. And there's always something to be done.
Yes.
Right? So when he gets one thing checked off, he's just on to the next, and he's focused with that. And I've seen that, at least as I have grown into this profession, and even in jobs prior to real estate and other avenues I was in, that I have developed that same mentality. Now,
Yes.
while that can be a good thing, it goes back to what we say, you got to take that time off, because to your rubber band point where you're so stretched so thin,
Yeah.
it can actually hurt your performance. You know? So you want to be able to have that time to wind down, because you don't want that rubber band to pop.
Right.
Because it hurts both sides of your hands.
That's
you know,
it.
like
You dug yourself
right,
a grave,
you
man.
did, yep. So, yeah.
That's important. So what would you say if a new agent approached you today and said, I want to get into real estate today, what would you tell them?
I would encourage them to do it, for
Yeah.
sure. I would hope they would have questions on, you know, like kind of what we're doing here, like through my experiences. As far as what I would say is, like, if you can get your real estate license, nobody can take that away from you but yourself.
Yeah.
You
Just
know.
pay your $45.
Yeah, just pay you $45.
Just pay you $45.
And, no, but in all seriousness, like, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, there are agents that do get themselves in trouble sometimes, you know, with misrepresentations and stuff. So, like, come in very focused, but find yourself a mentor.
Yeah. That's so important.
Absolutely. And in a perfect world, what I would encourage is somebody already having a potential mentor in place before they get down this real estate thing. Because if you already have, I'm a firm believer in building relationships organically.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's been some people you meet and you just hit it off. And you didn't have to take that time, but sometimes you have to take time, especially when you're looking for somebody's guidance and mentorship, because they're already busy.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're after them for their guidance and mentorship, there's probably other agents that are out there, or other people that are looking for mentorship by them as well. So what do you do to kind of set yourself apart? And you just kind of put yourself in that environment, checking in with people. And if you're that new, or if you're that person that kind of wants to be looking into getting into real estate, I would say, you know, start talking to people about real estate.
Yeah,
you know,
it's different.
See, like, whether it's mom, dad, neighbor, cousin, brother, whoever.
That's important.
See who they know who's in real estate, and see if they can point you in a direction of that person. Now, I was very fortunate. Like I said, my mentor, both my, husband and wife, they're both my mentors.
Yeah.
But when I refer to mentor, oftentimes I'm talking about Michelle.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I met her. I met Ryan and Michelle organically.
Yeah.
So I was 6 years old, getting off the bus, and Ryan was overseas in Afghanistan, and Michelle was working at a clothing store. I think it was a wedding shop or boutique.
Yeah.
And they were just moving in, and like, I just kind of poked my head in the door, and she's like, "Oh, hey, like, who are you?"
Yeah,
you
like,
know,
what
and
are
I'm
you doing?
like, so the joke is like, we met each other while I was getting off the bus.
Yeah.
but that was kind of like a organic thing, and like, they were able to see me grow up, you know. And they kind of take time, and they kind of invested in me, whether it be through learning, whether it was starting a business, you know, whatever, kind of help with that guidance. And then, you know, you look at it almost 30 years later, 25, 30 years later, now we're working together.
Yeah.
You know, so, and I'll always be asking her questions, you know, like, what do I do here?
That's
what do
good.
I do there? Because the mentorship, if it's done properly, it's a lifetime relationship.
It is.
And you know, it's not to get anything from anybody. It's just sincerely a good, genuine relationship, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would definitely tell a newer agent, someone who's getting into real estate, I would tell them, number one, actually do some research on the business itself. And then number two, I would say, study how you work.
Yeah.
Because I think how you work affects everything else around you.
Yeah.
And so, like I mentioned several times, I was a little bit more spearheaded. If it fails, then at least I know not to do that again, right?
Trial by error.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
But at the same time, you can bypass all of that by understanding how you work and
Yeah.
then understanding how it works.
Yep.
And then try to blend the two so it now works for you in a better.
And I'm
a
glad
better-
that you mentioned
better
that, because it
perspective.
kind of made me think of one other thing that I would encourage somebody to do too. Look at your life
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And look at where you're disciplined and where you're not disciplined.
Yes.
It would be really awesome in a perfect world if you had a workout regimen, diet,
Yep.
sleep pattern,
Yes.
hobbies that you enjoy
Yes.
in place before this.
Yes.
Because man, there's going to be stressful days. And it's easy to fall off that workout train. But if
Yeah.
you're in those if you're disciplined in those areas, I think that's what's going to help
Your performance.
Your performance just
Long-
bloom. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Over time.
Over time. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And it's a whole lot easier if you got that in place when you're getting started, and then trying to put it in place after you get started.
Man.
So.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah, that is true.
Yep.
But yeah, study those habits. That's very important. I will also tell somebody to not go out and people are going to sell you on products that
Yep.
you don't necessarily need immediately. That was another thing for me. Not necessarily being sold on a product, but thinking I had to have every tool, every system, this
Yeah.
CRM, I like the way that CRM, like I need a website, I need this.
Yep.
Like, just relax.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you can have a website, but get a link tree. Get a free one.
Sure. Well,
know.
and I think, and I don't know, this may kind of pivot into a different aspect of it, but like knowing the things that you're going to, like for me, my weakness is technology.
Yeah.
Right? As far as like navigating, hit me with the door with that one.
Yeah.
We just had a new team member come in, and she's fantastic, like with our social media. Like she's picking up things, like does really good with tech stuff.
Yeah.
And, so it's kind of like easy just to say, here,
Yeah,
what you
please.
do is great. Because what she
Yeah.
does is really good, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's way better than I could ever do on any of this
Yeah,
stuff. But kind of going back to, let's just say this new person who's interested in real estate now has their license. Let's say that's the next step. I think you can look at the things of like, okay, maybe I'm not in the business, but I know I would need help with certain things. For me, it would be
Right.
technology or something. So when you're going to these different firms, you interview the firm. Firm doesn't interview you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's key.
Now, that there is an aspect of interviewing me or
Yes.
you, but I would treat it as like, am I going to fit with this? Are they going to offer me the support
Yeah.
that I need?
Yeah.
Or what's the community like? What's the environment
Yeah,
like?
man.
Do I fit? To me,
That's important.
One of the biggest things about a firm is community,
Yes.
the environment that you're in. Because when you are around the people that you thoroughly enjoy being around, it makes a world of difference.
Yeah, it's easier to work.
Right, and it's not saying that one firm's environment's better or worse than the other.
Right.
It just what fits you, and you can kind of get a little bit of a feel as to what the vibes may be,
Yeah.
whatever it may be.
Right.
So, and some of it you may not learn until you affiliate with a firm, and it's like, well, I don't know if this is kind of where
The
I
thing
fit.
for me.
And
Yeah.
then, that's okay too.
Yeah.
There's other avenues too. So
Yeah.
but yeah, interview, ask questions. What kind of support do we have?
Yeah.
Is my managing broker going to compete with me or not?
Yes.
That's kind of a big question.
It is, yeah.
What kind of resources do we have in office? Are they providing us with print and paper, mail?
Yes.
What are we getting here? You know what I mean?
Yes. For sure.
Do I have access to, transaction coordinators or
oh man, that's beautiful.
social media experts
all
or
that stuff
whatever?
is needed.
There's a lot of questions you can ask to kind of help you make that decision to move on with where you want to find yourself, I guess.
And I'm glad you said that, because I'm on my third firm.
Okay.
Okay. And my first firm was just me and the broker.
Yeah.
Right. But I think she personally had a lot going on, and I don't think it was like her starting a new business. So
Sure.
I think she couldn't give me the support I needed.
As a green agent.
Right. And I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? And she was like, Khalil, do your post licensing. Khalil, do your post licensing. Khalil, go ahead and take care of your post licensing. And in my mind, like, man, I got 18 months to do that. I don't even care about post licensing.
Right.
I got time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to get the chicken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And fast forward, she ended up dropping me, not because of me not getting my post licensing, but she ended up dropping me because she had a lot personally going on. She couldn't give me the support I needed in order to carry me through an effective journey.
Well, yeah, and I think there's a lot to be said about that too.
Yeah.
I mean, when somebody recognizes, like,
yes,
hey, like, I may not be helping you grow. You know, like it
for sure.
I think there's something to be, because it shows a level of respect. It's like, hey, somebody out there can.
Yes.
I'm just not in a position where I can right now.
Yes.
And kind of going back to the post licensing things and stuff like that. See, I took a little different approach because I didn't affiliate with a firm right when I got my license.
That's another good point.
I went ahead and got my post licensing done before I'd even looked at thinking about affiliate with somebody.
And I remember you saying that.
Which I just wasn't. I wasn't in a hurry to affiliate with anybody. You know? I sat down with one firm. Liked them. Had a lot of respect for them.
Yeah.
And kind of an interesting story, because he had asked me, he's like, you know, are you interviewing with anybody else? Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, yeah, you know, I've got an interview. And he knew who my managing broker was. And he told me, he goes, well, I'd love to have you here. He goes, that's going to better serve you.
That's good.
Yeah, he's like, I'm telling you, I'd love to have you here. You're welcome. But I'm telling you right now, if you get an opportunity with that firm, with that man, and the people that are there, like, that's going to best serve you for your route. And you know, literally a couple weeks later, my mentor said, hey, would you like to meet with so and so? Of course, would love to. And it went really well. And of course, there were different stages to the hiring process,
right.
but got the opportunity, you know, and like for me, I've been with the same firm since I first affiliated, you know.
Right, that's good.
So it was a good fit, a good squeeze, so
that's
to say,
good.
you know, straight off the bat. And fortunately, the environment was kind of in place. So I've been very fortunate with my mentors, because they kind of help show you the path in a way too.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
So I know how much I appreciate my mentors. If they like the people that they're around and working with, their colleagues,
yes,
it's probably going to be a good fit. You know?
Sure.
So it's like,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so,
and I tell you this, the mentor thing inside the brokerage didn't click until I joined my next firm.
Yeah.
All right, check this out.
Yeah.
I joined the next firm because I've done business with them in regards to another firm.
Sure.
I mean, well, in regards to another agent, and I did business with him. And I was like, hey, I see you're with this firm. Why'd you join them, right? So I interviewed different agents.
Yeah.
Found out why he joined that firm. I was like, oh, it's not bad. So let me interview with him too. So I had a nice, lengthy conversation. And when I say that conversation opened up my mind, because I'm thinking about the business from a solo agent. I just gonna sell real estate.
Yeah.
I don't have any ambition to start a firm. I don't want to start a team. Like it's just me, and I just want to be myself, right?
Hey, I can tell you, when I was in real estate school, man, my buddy and I had already told each other, we're gonna get these licenses. We're gonna end up getting to be managing broker, get our QBs. We're gonna start this firm.
Yeah.
We're gonna have one at the beach. We're gonna have one in the mountains. Man, that stopped.
Quick. Yeah, quick, right? Quick.
So, but it's kind of a moment where it kind of takes you down a notch, or 10. And, you know, like to your point, you know, it sounds like you got that early on, to where me, I was like, man, I got these, I'm going to do it. You know, like, and maybe that's still in the future. I don't know. But you get excited.
Oh,
or
man.
I got excited at least starting off. I'm like, okay, maybe need to take the volume down just a little bit.
Turn it down.
Yeah, the police going to turn on the noise ordinance over here. You know, it's like.
So check this out, man.
Yeah.
I joined the second firm, man, and we hit it off really good.
Yep.
And you know, I'm having these casual conversations on a monthly basis, and I mean, they're really good. They're really good, very informative. I had the training there. I had access to resources, the training, like the TCs.
Training's very, very important.
Yeah, the TCs. I had, I learned about the lending and, the title search company and stuff like that. So they had their own resources, which was nice.
Yep.
And then, man, let me tell you something. They made me a Zillow agent. Boy, let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I took off with the wind. I took off. And I was like, oh, I like this.
Yeah, yeah.
I like this. And it was boom, 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 boom. Phone was ringing like crazy.
Yeah.
I was, old habits. Like,
You got 5 phones coming in.
I got to write it down.
Yeah.
I got this big drawing board. I start writing down people, what they want to buy, what they're looking at, what market.
Yeah.
So I start going back to those old habits of writing things down because, I don't want to lose it, right,
Yep.
in the technology. I just couldn't keep up at one point. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is good
Yep.
because now I need to expand my horizons. So
Absolutely.
now I need team members. Now I need firm, and I need this, and I want to do this, and I got to do that. And
Yep.
So I had my mind was all over the place, right? I messed around and forgot all about post licensing.
Oh no. Oh, you called me on this. I remember this now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I messed around and forgot about my post licensing, and so, boom, hurry up and get it.
Yep.
I don't even think it was, it wasn't even 30 days.
Yeah.
I got all 3 courses done.
Yeah.
I was stalking it because I was like, man, I got to get back
Yeah.
because I'm now missing something. My
Sure.
phone's not ringing no more. My clients are still calling me.
Yep.
All of these things are still going on. I'm not able to now serve them.
Yep.
So now I learned, my customer service level just dropped a little bit because now I have to express to them that I cannot conduct business because of something that
Had
I
happened.
did.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening,
Yep.
right? So listen, please, listen, right?
Yep.
So then that happened, and when I finally got my post license, they was like, nah, because you didn't listen.
Yeah.
We needed you to get your post license. We told you a few times that go ahead and get it done while you can.
Yep.
Because business is coming.
Yep.
And I was like, well, I get it done.
Did you have to refer that business out?
Yep.
Did you have to do that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I referred it out to another agent within the firm.
Yeah.
But fast forward, that agent was like my mentor.
Okay.
Because we were talking every Monday, and we were talking about different books I should read, different things that I should set up within my business, different habits I should start incorporating. Khalil, spend time with your family. Like,
Yep.
I gotta remind you, like, yeah, you're doing good, you're answering phone calls, you're tracking your leads the way you're supposed to, but like, don't forget to not lose yourself in this, right? And I don't think I lost myself, but I was very stretched, very thin.
Mm-hmm.
And that moment helped me realize when they didn't renew it and I had to go find another firm, that moment helped me realize that, okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna start over,
Yeah.
but we're gonna do this differently.
Sure.
And we're gonna approach it with the same efforts, but in a smarter manner, right? So let's start thinking about, okay, Khalil, where do you want to be in 10 years? Let's work backwards. Okay, this is what I see. This is
You
where
were in
I'm
that
at.
moment of you did take the 3 steps forward, but it took you that 4 steps back,
Yes,
so that those next 10
hit me hard.
steps would pull together nicely.
it hit me so hard.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna approach this a lot differently. I still have some contacts and some people I can do business with,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna approach it differently. I'm gonna focus on my habits first.
Yep.
I'm gonna take care of that first.
Yep.
And from my habits, then I'm gonna learn how to incorporate the business. So therefore it works for me and I'm not working for it.
Yeah, that's good.
You know? And so I had to change my lifestyle. So I had to leave my full-time job. Well, I didn't have to leave, but I made a decision to leave it.
Yeah.
because I was no longer being fulfilled in that area.
Yep.
And I felt like God had something different for me over here. And it was like, come on, son.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you
gotta
just
grow
gotta
your faith.
take that step. Yeah.
You got to grow your
Yeah.
faith. And believe it or not, it still has, his highs and his lows,
Sure.
but it's so much more peaceful.
Yeah.
I'm able to sit back and forecast a little bit more. I'm able to have, better mental space for myself.
Yeah.
And that's what's beautiful for me. And love on my wife more, kiss my kids.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Good night.
Well, and you're taking this leap out, and I know we've kind of talked a little bit about this. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't have a wife and children yet. Hopefully one day.
Yeah.
But you're a married man. You got 2 kids, man.
Yeah.
And you're about to leave a full-time job, man.
Scary.
Right. So it's like, all right, God, like, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Make it work. So I'm going to do
Scared.
it. Make it work, so yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Scared.
Yep.
And so now I realized that
What was Mel like whenever you sit and ask someone to do?
when she was,
Like whenever you were like, yeah, I'm going to leave the full time and go to,
I don't think it hit her yet.
oh,
It didn't hit her because it was right after Zemelia.
gotcha.
Yeah, I ain't going back. I squeezed every dollar I could.
Every dollar.
I need that paternity leave. Yeah, let me go take my vacation and add that on there too.
All of it.
Yeah, let me get all that before I go.
It's the right time.
And I told him, hey,
Yeah.
2 weeks,
Yep.
I gotta go.
Yep.
Now, 100% 1099, I'm working with my mentor, and I'm learning so much from him. And it was scary at first,
Yeah.
but I knew that if I didn't take that leap, I wouldn't have learned how to actually structure the business to be a business and not for it to be like, I'm just this big money machine, because I'm not, right? But for it to be a business, it has to make money itself,
Sure.
but you also have to be effective.
Yeah.
So now I was like, okay, you know what? Now that I got the time to actually take a step back, let me incorporate some of this media stuff that I really want to do that I'm so scared of.
Yeah.
Right? So this is a part of
This is
that.
it.
This is a part of it, right?
Yeah.
And also, I noticed one thing when I was talking to a lot of people from Zillow, people were just clicking on it.
Yeah.
Right? So they don't really know how to buy real estate. They're just clicking on it,
Or they're
schedule an
not- or
appointment,
they're
they want to
not
look at
ready
it.
yet, or
Right.
they just want to see the property, or they
Right.
think it's cool, or
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And so I used to like, okay, let's have a consultation. Let's talk about this real estate and what it looks like, the buying process from the beginning to the end. Now, I was like, you know what? That's a good video. I recorded a video on it, and now before we even meet,
That's good stuff.
you have that piece with you already.
That's good stuff.
Hopefully you watched it, so when we get on the phone, I'm gonna open up the door for any questions that you may have.
That's good stuff, and they're hearing you talk.
Yeah, and it builds relationships.
Yep.
So now that I'm in this better space now, it's all about relationships.
It allows
for me.
you to be an educator. Yeah.
Man,
Yep.
and my wife is she's an educator.
Yep.
And I personally I'm not. I'm not. But
Yeah.
that
You are in real estate.
man, that rubbed off on me.
Yep.
Man, and I'm like, man, I sound like a school teacher.
Yeah.
I need to teach real estate.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
teaching people and learning how to be effective without spending so much time has been the key to success for me.
Oh, I believe that.
That's
good.
And I'm not paying
That's a
for
nugget.
I'm not paying for any lead system or anything. Like everything's 100% referral, and I just, truth be told, I let God run it.
Yeah.
Because if they truly want to buy,
Yep.
we're gonna meet at some point,
Absolutely. Cross paths.
right? We shook hands
Yeah.
at some point.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you never know who you're going to meet.
That's the biggest thing.
It is, and it's that person that you think would never remember you.
Never.
They end up remembering you, and they may not be the one buying or selling, but they have since given your name to cousin Jenny
Yeah.
or whoever down the road.
Yes.
And it's like, hey, I met this guy Khalil, super guy.
Yeah.
Like
Cool
very
dude.
knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Very personable.
Yes.
You need to give him a call.
Yes.
It's yeah.
It's that simple.
Absolutely.
All about that impression.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because somebody asked me this when I first started. who do you want to work with, buyers or sellers? So who do you enjoy working with the most, buyers or sellers?
They both, they both require a lot of work. You know, I think a lot of people,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people look at realtors and they're like, man, they just put this paperwork together and then they cut the check after it's done.
No.
No, man, there's a lot of hours that go into this.
Yes.
And a lot of it's behind the scenes. They don't see
Yes.
the conversation with the attorney, coordinating with, you know, septic inspector, surveyor, whoever.
Yeah.
I think on the front end of working with sellers, there's quite a bit of work, right? You know, you're getting the house staged, photos, video, if that's what you do. You know, just preparation, you know, everything that goes into it. To where on the buyer's side of things, that's when the work starts with them, because you get the home under contract, then you get into your due diligence phase, diligence period.
Yeah.
And then asking that buyer, what do you want to have done during your search, right?
Right.
And it's like, well, I don't know what a survey is, or I don't know why would I need a septic inspection? Why would I need a water quality test? Why would I need a wood and pest inspection?
Right.
Why? So I mean, I get enjoyment of working with both. Really do. There's something really special about seeing a young couple or older couple buying their forever home, or just anybody.
Yes.
And seeing them close on a home at whatever point or whatever chapter they're in their life.
Yes.
And seeing them take that step into that next phase.
Yes.
Whatever it is. Like, I've sold to first time, brand new, never owned a home, people buying.
Mm-hmm.
I've sold a house that they're probably never going to sell a house again because they're building their forever home. You know? Now, I mean, I don't know, they may, but, and then I've also have clients coming in where they've never owned a home before.
Yeah.
And they want to buy a home, and it's 30, 40 years, you know, that they've been saving up and working towards, right? Gosh, you know, it just kind of pulls at the heartstrings either way, I guess. You know, like it's just, there's a sense, every circumstance is totally different.
They are.
There's not one transaction that's the same.
Never.
Everybody's got different story, different circumstance, different whatever it is, different motivation. And I think just seeing people get to the finish line and then they can like breathe, like, yeah, this is it. You know, like, we've done this, like, that to me, like, being able to provide a service to people that is such a key and integral part of their life.
Yeah.
That's something, a lot of, like, I'll always remember these, because it's like, they trusted me with quite possibly the biggest purchase that they're ever going to make. Or the most heartbreaking sale, because there's so many sentimental memories. And, you know, man. Like, we had to sell mom and dad's farm because, like, none of us live here anymore. None of us can keep it up.
We
like,
can't
it's
hold
just
on
time.
to it,
And, like, those are tough chapters to close.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing, like, the closure kind of come in, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a good question. Both of them, I guess, man. I don't really have a favorite, I don't think. I mean,
man.
So what about yourself?
That's good. I think you make more money selling. When I analyze the competition, it's always about the sale. But personally, I'm in love with my buyers, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I like both.
Yep.
I like both because, like you said, all circumstances are different, you know. But I personally like to help buyers, and I think you hit on was, you know, the experience, and I think even after the experience, still being able to be a resource.
Yeah.
Because your realtor does know plumbers, electricians, carpenters.
I know a guy that knows a guy.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what I mean? So still being able to provide a resource and still have that door open to answer any questions. And I love to see the transition right?
Yep.
Okay, I don't know what I'm doing, to by the time we start submitting offers, you know what you're looking for,
Right.
you know how this process is going to work, you know what we're going to do. It's like it involves a lot of teamwork.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With that client,
Yeah.
you know, personally. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Here's how we're gonna go at it.
Right.
How does your schedule look? Okay, you got practice. Okay, the kids got soccer. Okay, cool. Kalia has, okay, we gotta go here. Shamel has to, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's piece this together.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't get into it today. Okay, what, you know what I mean? It
Right.
revolves a lot of conversation.
Right.
And that's beautiful to me, because I could see it from the beginning, and the joy after they close is like,
Yeah, it's a heartstring.
you
It's
know
a
what I mean?
heartstring,
Like, man,
yeah.
like that was beautiful,
It's
man.
it's things you'll never forget. I mean,
Yeah.
now if you're looking at it from just like a simple business standpoint,
Yeah.
you know, listings, I think you gotta have them.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, because I mean, there's been numerous times where I've worked with buyer clients, and you know, we've been under contract on something, we terminate. We go under contract on something, then we terminate again, and they just say, "Oh, we don't want to do it anymore," or we're
gonna
looking
give
in a
up
new
on it.
area.
Yeah.
We're thinking about Texas now, or where, and that's fine. You know, like
Yeah.
things change, but I think the thing. So I think the thing is, like, when you have something happen in life, you always can have a supply,
Yep.
and if you have the supply, the demand will come.
Yes.
Now, markets are ever changing,
Yes.
but the supply is the listing.
Yes.
You have
For
that
sure.
supply.
You have to.
Somebody out here has to have the demand of this supply in order to come get it. So
Yes.
from a business standpoint, I think listings keep you alive in the game.
Yeah.
You know,
They do.
and that's not saying anything bad about buyers, but when you have those listings, like, that's very, very, very important.
Very
Plus,
lucrative. Yeah.
from a marketing standpoint, your name's on the sign, your number's on the sign. People driving by that joint all
see
day long.
every day.
Yeah, and every 1,000 people that pass by may not call you, but there may be 3 that do. You know,
Yep.
it's
You're
like
a celebrity.
exactly. So it's like it's very, very important, I think. So
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I love working with sellers, man.
Well, and I'll tell you, like, even like last fall or a year ago, when the floods came through.
Oh man, how was that?
It was
Like, what did that do to?
it, man. So I've lived in the mountains my whole life.
Yeah.
Okay? And love where I live.
Yeah.
But we're forever growing. You know, like, there's
Yeah,
been a lot
it's
of
a lot
people
of-
come
yeah,
to the area. I mean,
for
even
sure.
if you go to Western right now, like, you can tell a night and day difference from
Yeah.
10 years ago or however long it was when we were there, right?
Yeah.
And
2016. We're getting old. Man.
yeah, man. I ain't got a gray hair yet.
Yeah, me-
Knock
me
on
neither.
wood. But everything just kind of stopped.
Okay.
Like, when you have something like that happen, everything just kind of comes to a screeching halt. Like, whenever you're out of power for weeks or a week.
Oh
or,
man.
You know, like where my folks were, we were very fortunate and didn't get the damage. And it's kind of almost like you feel a little bit of guilt because there's
Yeah.
so many people that are,
Yeah.
you know, and if, like, all I'm having to do is repair a driveway and put my food in a cooler full of ice to get it through, like, there's people that lost their house. Like, there's
Yeah.
people that lost their life, you know.
Yeah, man.
But one thing that I was concerned of is the area kept growing. I was like, you know, I feel like this small town's kind of losing that small town,
Yeah.
you know.
It's just fluster
lot-
now.
I guess there's so many people, you know.
Yes.
But I was on the positive of it, and I hate that something that large and that crazy had to happen. But everybody, that community was just still there. And it's
Yeah.
like everybody was still, like, helping each other. People were getting their tractors out, you know, doing wellness checks, dropping food to people, whatever somebody could, you know, possibly need. There were people out there trying to provide it, and then, you know, also search for loved ones or pets or whoever
Yeah.
may be missing. But as far as real estate, it just stopped, like, for a little while. You know?
Yeah. How long did you say the business stopped?
Well, I mean, I don't think there were two places I could go get cell phone service. One was at our high-tech center. I'm giving out my secrets now.
Yeah.
The high-tech center, and then also Lowe's is where where I could get phone service. So, like, with where I live, like, that's a good 15, 20-minute drive.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you don't have gas stations open or anything, like, people were kind of limited to what they had to work with.
That's over there near Maggie Valley.
Yeah, pretty close, yeah. Well, I live more on the West Waynesville side.
Right.
So, but anyway, everything just kind of stopped. And, of course, the first thing is everybody's checking, hey, are you okay? All these things, like everything going all right. And then as the time goes on, you're just kind of starting to rebound a little bit. Phones are kind of starting to cut back on. Power's starting to come back on. Then those buyers that I was working with, a lot of them were like, hey, like, we're canceling our search. We're trying to stay away from stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, like, I've never lived that. Like,
I think that's the first in a long time.
Yeah. Well, and see, like, I've lived up there my whole life. I never thought I would have seen anything what you saw.
That. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I think, and this is just my thought, I don't know this, but usually our two big seasons are spring and fall. Like, we do have a good summer, and winter's okay.
Yeah.
But our two big ones, that's where people take their trips in. Leaves
and the
are
leaves,
changing, the flowers blooming, all that stuff. So when that happened, a lot of those spring trips, I think, got moved to, like, the beach or somewhere else that typically bring in our tourism. Like I was saying, it's really important in our economy.
Yeah. So
it was a little bit disheartening, but I mean, I understand, like, when something like happens, like, that's kind of the knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, we're good, But as the summer kind of went on, the folks kind of slowly started trickling back, and hey, we're kind of thinking about this area, and it's like, yeah, well, come, like, we're open here, like, come check it out for yourself, like, get a feel for it, know. And then, like, you really started to see this fall, I think, kind of like getting back into that motion. But there for a little while, it was intense.
Did you have any contracts on the table at the time?
I did.
They fell through, didn't they?
Nope.
They still closed?
There were a lot of contracts that did. I mean, not myself per se, but just in our market.
Yeah, for sure.
But fortunately, I had one contract fall through during that time, but it wasn't because of the flood.
Yeah.
It was because of personal reasons.
Right.
That individual just could not, their life had changed medically to where they could not, like, the thought of moving and building in the mountains was off the table for them. But that was, but they hung in there for a long time until they talked with their doctor and just said, hey, we probably need to stay put. But otherwise, able to kind of keep it together and extending. There's quite a few extensions because people wanted to come see and kind of make sure, hey, the property's still there and good, And, but yeah, fortunately, at least for me, I don't think I had any terminate from that. So
yeah. Yeah, man, I remember that was going on. It's like, man, I gotta call Alex. I ain't heard from him about 2 weeks.
Man, I'm telling you, we were shut down. Yeah.
I said, man, Ma, I ain't talked to him, Ma. I ain't talked to him. I finally heard, like, Ma, I just heard from him. She going crazy.
Yeah.
So it was good to hear you guys' voice, man, through all of that, man. I know that was tough, man. And, me and Shamel had been speaking about coming up there a lot.
Yep.
Lately to come back and visit our old church and just spend some time in the area, man. We spent a lot of time out there after college.
Yeah.
And that place still holds
big part of your young adult life, man.
Yeah, man. Sure. That place holds some value in my life, man. And I love it. I'm gonna switch the segment just a little bit. I meant to keep my phone towards me, but I took a poll, man, and people have questions.
People have questions. Is this live right now?
Yeah, you got to use the bathroom?
No, I'm just saying, like, the poll. Like, are they watching this?
No,
okay. I was about to say,
all right. So, question. First question.
Yep.
What market do you serve?
What market do I serve?
Yes.
So, Western North Carolina, the Asheville market. So, I serve comfortably about 7 counties that I would feel comfortable working for.
Okay.
In West North Carolina, Haywood, Jackson, Swain, Madison, Macon, Buncombe, Henderson. So like there's quite a few, just and being up there anywhere that I know, like attorneys, codes, stuff like that, I'm kind of in that. But
Got you. That's good. Love that place. Here's another one. What's your most funniest moment in the business?
where I get so sad I start laughing.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. The funniest moment in the business. Let me think on that one for a minute. We can come back to that.
Okay. All right. If Zillow says my home is worth $800K, can I list it for $1 million and call it manifesting? Well, manifesting.
I'd tell them they can do it, but I wouldn't be listing it for them.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
you know.
Yeah. That's not a good strategy.
We got to stick with what the market says.
Yes, absolutely. How many times can you say great natural light before the house actually gets brighter?
I feel like this is a trick question.
There's a lot of natural light houses up there.
There are.
There are a lot of windows.
Yeah. There are a lot of windows in a lot of homes. Well, I'll put it this way. If you're a south-facing home in the mountains, you're probably going to get really good natural light. Because southern exposure is really important in the mountains, because especially with snow and ice and things like that, you're going to get more sunlight.
Yeah.
So you're going to see east to west if you're southern facing, or southwest or southeast facing.
Right.
So if you have that, that's certainly going to help your natural light, to where if you're north facing, it doesn't mean you're not going to have good natural light, but depending on where you're at within the terrain, or if you're kind of tucked into a cove or something, it could affect that. So.
Right. How many times have you said this one won't last long and it's still on the market 6 months later?
So I don't say that. I don't say that. I just say, hey, look.
I know some people who do.
Oh, I know there's some folks that do it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, there was this one time that I had a listing, and I didn't think it would last long. And I said, I don't think it'll last long, but it lasted long. So I didn't say it wouldn't, but
yeah. You gotta be careful.
Got to be careful.
You gotta be careful. All right. Have you ever shown a house so many times that you started to think you lived there? That's probably hard in your market because it's not really spread out. Well, it's a lot more spread out than it is compared here.
Yeah. No, I haven't. I mean, there's been a couple of homes that I've shown, a couple of 3 different times, but no, I don't think there's one that sticks out like that. So, yeah.
I showed a house twice.
Yeah.
I showed it yesterday.
Yeah.
I showed it again today. They say, yeah, you can come back for a second.
Come back for a second, yeah.
I said, yeah, we missed a few things.
Yeah.
All right. How many cups of coffee does it take to survive one weekend of showings?
I don't know. I can probably drink 24 to 32 ounces of coffee. If I'm going all day, yeah. Yeah. We're going to be stopping at a gas station, refilling at least once. So.
Right. All right. Let me see here. Do you ever look at your own Zillow estimate and take it personally?
No. Because there's no way that Zillow can realistically know every single market.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like, now maybe in the metropolitan markets, do they know? Because, I mean, there's more homes, there's more sales in specific neighborhoods. But like when you're where I'm at, you know, you may have a 3-bed, 2-bath home that's comparable, but there may be 30 minutes drive time in between. You know? So it's like, and it could be in a different county. So I wouldn't take it personal, especially if somebody's looking at it and be like, man, my house is worth $10. I wouldn't look at it like that.
Right. Check this out. Would you rather show a home with no AC in July or no heat in January?
Well, it doesn't get extremely hot where I'm at, so no heat in January.
I'm definitely gonna stick away. I'm gonna stick away from the no AC.
I can keep the door open in the AC and all that. So
January, I'm with that too. What's the weirdest thing you ever seen during a showing? That's a good one.
That is a good one. Weirdest thing I've ever seen in a showing. Let's come back to that. I've got a couple. Let's come back to that one.
Okay. All right. If HGTV were real life, how long would House Hunters actually last? Let me rephrase that. If HGTV were real life, how long would House Hunters actually take?
Jeez, man, I don't even know. Not long.
You don't think so?
No. I don't think so. Read it one more time.
If HGTV were real life, how long would House Hunters actually take? I guess that's a little bit of a trick question because I don't know. I don't know if it's like, are they talking about people who's hunting down houses? Let's say an investor in your market. How long will it take an investor to actually tackle down a property in your area if they're new to investing?
I mean, so you got different kinds of investors where I'm at, right? So you got the folks that are looking for the distressed property, but then you also got people looking for turnkey, ready to go, throw it on Airbnb. So if it's a turnkey, pristine, got great rental history, if the ROI is good, you know, they're probably going to snag pretty quick. Now, also in that same front, if it's a distressed property and there's enough profit margin in between the ARV, ARV, right, after repair value, those are also going to go pretty quick too. Because there are contractors out there looking for that. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, I guess it just varies. So.
Is your market still like, are people still overpaying for property? Because there's so much inventory, or there's less inventory?
Nah, I mean, you know, that I feel like in our market, I think market value's just there. You know what I mean? Like I think the days of just slapping a sticker on a home and somebody coming offering $50,000 more, like, I'm not saying that isn't going to happen, but it's kind of one of those things that, especially folks with loans, like they're having to get realistic because these appraisals are coming back in. If they're not getting comparable sales that can justify the appraisal, like
it's not the COVID time.
In the water, you know what I mean? So,
it's not COVID time no more.
Yep. So no, I think they're holding pretty true just to what the market says they're worth. Yeah.
That's good. I think in our market here, as far as investors searching for homes, depends on how aggressive you are. But I could take a new investor, depending upon their risk level. I can have them a house anywhere between 2 weeks to 30 days.
Wow.
Depends on their risk. If they're risky, if they're risky, and the numbers work, I can have it within a week or so. But if you're I don't know, but I don't want to bust the budget, but I still want to get into the experience, it usually, the numbers work, it usually take about 30 days or so, because there's so much risk in some areas, but there's also a lot of safe investments too.
Sure.
You might not make, your $30,000, $40,000 profit,
Return,
but
yeah.
it depends on your exit strategy. If you're looking for something you could just go in and quickly renovate and turn back around and rent it back out, I can find something very quickly.
You can get it pretty quickly.
Yeah. Now flips are a little tricky because I think sellers know that they're flips. They know the value in it.
Yep.
But when you're dealing with an investor, they want this dirt cheap.
Right, because they're going to sink something into it. And
Yeah.
They're going to want that profit margin to be quite a bit larger on the back end.
Right. They want it dirt cheap. So we just end up not making a deal because you're not willing to come down and they're not willing to go up.
Right.
So we just sit on it for a little bit, give about 30 days or so.
Yep.
Then we can make
Take
something
another
happen.
stab at it.
Yeah. Maybe 45.
Well, and I think, like while we have some opportunities like that in our area, I think being in more of like a metropolitan area, like I think the opportunities for that, at least just from kind of my observations, are a lot greater, like in a Greensboro or Charlotte or something like that, than where I'm at in kind of smaller town. You know, there's only so much to pick through,
right, absolutely. Well, we're approaching towards the end, man.
Okay.
Is there any advice that you would give a new real estate agent or somebody who's in transition of markets and just want to get into real estate?
So if you're getting into real estate, your name, you're worth your weight in gold through your name and through what you say. So
For sure.
my two things, and this has come from my grandfather from years of him telling me this, but as long as someone can keep their character and their integrity intact, then nobody can ever question them as a person.
Absolutely.
Our dear friend and brother Tawaski that passed away not long ago, he and I talked a lot about that. Like keep your character, your integrity intact.
Yes.
It's going to take you a very, very far away in life.
Yes, absolutely.
And just being authentically yourself.
Yes.
Don't talk too much. Be very sincere and genuine. But also have enough self-awareness to like have your own space too.
Yeah.
Because this world, this game, it can eat you up. And if you don't take that time like we've hammered down on your own. One thing I will say is I'm a firm believer that 98%, don't ask me why 98, maybe 99% of all problems can be solved by having a conversation.
Yes.
And as long as people are realistic and reasonable. Now, we're not always going to run into realistic and reasonable folks, right?
Yeah.
But 98, 99% of those problems most likely can be solved and figured out.
Yeah.
Just having a conversation, trying to work together.
Yeah.
Whenever you're calling somebody and they look down at their phone and they see Khalil Barton or Alex Smith, you want that agent to look forward to answering your call.
Yeah, doing business with you.
So they know that you're honest, you're handling your business.
Yeah.
You work hard for your client,
Yes.
You represent them well, but you're also going to treat them with respect.
Yes.
And,
absolutely.
And be somebody that they enjoy working with, because you're going to run into them again at some point.
Oh yeah.
And if they look down and they see your phone, you don't want them saying like, "Oh man, this guy again."
Yeah, I can't.
So
This guy took me through the ringer.
That's it. Let me think. Trying to get another nugget or two. There'll probably be more, and I'll remember it on the road home.
Yeah.
So. But yeah. So, what about you? What's your
man.
nuggets?
Study your habits, for sure. Study your habits. Take care of yourself. Make business work for you instead of working for it.
Yep.
I feel like you actually do more business that way, truthfully. Another one that I've learned, don't be afraid to try. I think that has held me back in some aspects in certain areas, being afraid to step out of my comfort zone.
Yep.
So just stepping out of your comfort zone and not being afraid. Everything doesn't have to look perfect,
Sure.
but as long as you try, then you can learn to perfect it over time.
Yeah.
Definitely stay true to yourself. Don't be
sure.
afraid to speak up.
For sure.
If you don't know what you're doing,
when you
ask for help.
and when you say don't be afraid to speak up, when you feel uncomfortable, or when you feel like there's an ethical issue potentially, or something that would question your character or your integrity, if somebody's asking you to do something that's not, you know,
raise that hand.
Yeah, just say, hey, look. Like, you know, let's take a step back just a second, you know, because ultimately your name's on that license.
Yes.
And if you do something that's not ethical,
you can lose it.
You can lose it. Heartbeat.
Yep.
So. Yeah.
And I think my biggest one is, don't be afraid to tell a client no.
Yep.
Pick and choose your business partners. Think about it like that. That's very important, you know, to tag along with being ethical, but that's very important. You don't have to do business with everybody. I mean, you're buying and you're helping people buy and sell real estate.
Right.
I mean, there's just a million people.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Everybody's, at some point, somebody's going to buy some real estate.
No
somebody's going to sell some real estate.
No
but that doesn't mean that every lead that crosses your desk is the lead for you.
Right.
So don't be afraid to, as they're interviewing you, don't be afraid to interview them.
That's right. That's right. Because the thing is, a lot of people don't understand is the client hires us, right?
Yeah.
But we also agree to work with them.
Right.
So just like we hire them, we can fire them too.
We can fire them too, yeah.
If somebody's asking you to do something that isn't right the right way, or you feel uncomfortable, like it's okay to just be respectful, part ways, because you know not everybody's going to work well together.
No.
You know, and sometimes it's okay just to walk and you know, wish folks the best too. You
Absolutely.
know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Alex, man.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a minute, man.
It has, yeah, for sure.
I love when you're around, man.
Man, I'm so glad we could do this.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for having me on with you, and it was
absolutely
special time.
It's important, man.
This
is important.
So
yes, man, yes.
But
good luck to the future.
Absolutely, I love you, man.
We're in this thing together, and we're gonna hang out.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.